G'day guys, welcome to another video, another week. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm just going to let you know straight up front, I was flat out last week, so I'm actually watching this video and commenting as I see it because I can't really remember doing it. I did it quite a few days ago, but it's okay. I know what I'm doing now. I remembered. So I pulled out my MARTE stencil brush. Now, I know you can get stencil brushes. I know Vicky Booten's got one. I think Tim Holtz has one. In the Distress line, I think. Maybe Jane. I'm not sure. But you can get these brushes anywhere. Now, all it is a really stiff, bristled, straight, flat brush. That's what it is. Now, what it allows you to do is pick up product like the Lunar paste that I'm using, and it allows you to brush it over the stencil kind of like you would with ink, but with a soft brush. And you kind of get the same effect. I'll be completely honest, I bought these brushes eons ago. These have been sitting on my RASCOG for, I have no idea how long they've been there for. And it wasn't until I decided, oh, you know what? I want to use the Lunar paste. I want to do something a little bit different. But I want to actually show you a half a dozen different techniques in one video. It's all right. It's coming back to me. So I'm using the stencil brush. I have sprayed, as you can see, my stencil's not moving at all. This is the Darkroom Door large honeycomb stencil that I'm using. And the thing is with Lunar paste, you got to clean that sucker pretty quick because it dries really quick. So what I've done there is I've put the two different colours. I'm using the Silver Lining and Rosy Cheeks. They're the two colours I'm using. And what you can see is, you can see where I've used the stencil brush. It's a lighter coating. You still get all the shimmer, all the shine, everything, but you don't get the texture. You don't get the height in any of your product. So that is fine. Now, what I decided to do is I was sitting there and I'm thinking, how many different techniques can I use? Here's another one for you. So I've used the Lunar paste through the stencil with a brush. Now what I'm doing is stamping into the Lunar paste. So I just put a thin coating on and then just press my stamp into it. Again, so I've pressed into it to create a patch with words. Then what was left on the stencil, I keep calling it a stencil, on the stamp, I then stamped it down in that bottom left-hand corner to kind of create a visual triangle of text. So there's text off to the bottom left, up to the top right, and then there's down the bottom, I've stamped it using the same product, right? So I've done all that. Now I did just flick some diluted Lunar paste. So what was left on my bit of plastic on the side, I decided that I would go ahead and add a bit of water to that and do a few flicks with it. I didn't want lots. I just did it purely to show you that you can dilute it and you can flick it if you want to do that. Now, I'm pulling out a little bit more because I pulled out my Darkroom Door mini they call it a small stencil, and it's the honeycomb pattern, exactly the same as the big one, but this one has sections blocked out just like the big one, and it's from the same, so they literally go together like butter and Vegemite. Like they just, it works perfectly. For everyone overseas, Vegemite, it's the bomb.com. If you've not tried it, you really need to. It's a savoury, salty, delicious. Look, I was raised on it, so I literally can eat a teaspoon of it straight in my mouth. I love it. But yeah, anyway, don't know why I'm talking about Vegemite. Maybe because I'm hungry. You know how the other day, you're going to get a laugh out of this. You know the other day when I said to you, I'm not going to do voiceovers in the evening anymore because when I do, I yawn all the time and it's ridiculous. So, full disclaimer, I am doing this voiceover at 6:40 p.m. So I've already broken my own rule. But that's okay. It's all good. I'm not yawning. I've got it together and I'm doing this voiceover. Now, after this video, the video that's on tomorrow, I'm going to let you know she's a bit of a longer one because I actually did 4 pages that all work. It was a holiday we went on, and I'm showing you lots of photos on a layout, a way to do your memory keeping and your story. So you don't want to miss that one. But we're still on this one. This page is mixed media heavy. So the mediums that I'm using the most are the Lunar pastes. So what I'm doing here is I'm heating up the Lunar paste, and I'm doing it quickly while it's still really wet. And what it actually does, you can sort of see, you know, bubble wrap, you know how it's raised up and you just want to pop it? That's what happens with, so if you hold it on a bit longer, it goes crunchy, but if you just hold it on there long enough, it puffs up like puff paint. So I absolutely loved it. So it created a heap of texture for me. So again, using the same colors. So you're literally getting a stack of different textures on the page, but all with the same product. Because I'm really big with, I want you guys to, and I've been really bad for it because the last 12 months I've been, well, 18 months, I've been buying so much product. There you go. So you can see it up close. See how it's like bubble, like puff paint? That's what I was going for, and it worked. So, and still to this day, they haven't sort of squished down or anything. They're still like little puff paints. So I absolutely love that. So I've created my photo mat to match with my background. And I'm just, at this point, I'm basically going, okay, the next step. What's the next step? Because even as much as everyone sort of says to me, oh my God, you're so good, you're so clever, you're so this, that, I still second guess certain applications of things. I still second guess myself sometimes. And that's why I love the idea of a power scrap, because it literally gives me a mind shift and it sort of recalibrates me back to, you don't need to do 700 different things on one video. You can just make it about one technique. But this particular layout, I wanted to add several techniques to it because Lunar paste is not a cheap product. I will be honest with you. Most people shelling out $10 or just over $10 for a little pot of shimmery, shiny goodness. Me, I will shell out for it because I absolutely love the stuff. But I want to make sure that if I'm encouraging you in any way, shape or form to spend your money on a product, I want you to know at least 3 different ways of using that particular product. It's like you buy a stamp. You buy a stamp. You can put ink on it. You can use it on your paper. You can use, if you've got a what do they call it? Jelly print? That's what mine's called. It's called jelly. I think it's called jelly print. I don't know what it's called. But if I'm going to encourage you to shell out for that, I want to be able to show you a plethora of different ways to use it. So again, on this layout, I've chosen one of the brand new colors, which is Rosy Cheeks. I keep going to say Rosy Posy. I don't know why. So Rosy Cheeks and Silver Lining. I usually lean towards a gold, but I wanted to lighten it up, and I could have quite predictably, I could have just gone ahead and used blue because I had a blue shirt on, and I don't know why I didn't. I just decided that I wanted to play with Rosy Posy, so that's what Rosy Posy. It's not Rosy Posy. It's Rosy Cheeks. Oh my goodness. I swear to God. This is what I do. Okay, squirrel. You want to know what I do? I make up so I can remember different things in different products because I have a massive range of stuff, right? So I remember things. I always say a little thing like, for instance, Rosy Posy. You know, it was something that we used to say to the kids when I was in childcare. And for me, I think of rando things that just allow me to focus on and remember a product or a name of a product, but Rosy Posy stuck in my head instead of Rosy Cheeks. Anyway, all right, so now I'm coming in with a little bit of VersaFine black ink. Now I'm doing that, and then what I'm doing is adding some clear, I'm slightly off screen, but I'm adding some clear embossing powder to the top of my black ink because I want that to be shiny as well. I didn't want anything matte on this page. I wanted the whole lot to be shimmery, shiny goodness, because some products and some layouts just deserve that. So I'm just melting the with the VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Because it's a pigment ink, it stays wetter slightly longer, and you're actually able to use it then with your embossing powders because they stick to it. That's basically the short and the long of it. You can also use embossing powder. If you saw my video a few weeks ago, you can use embossing powder over the top of your Lunar pastes as well. But obviously I was just doing it to get the black on there because I thought, you know what, I need to introduce a dark neutral because I think this page is a bit too light, and that's where I was having trouble. So I'm scrapbooking a photo of my Foxy when she was a beautiful little puppy. Look at her sitting on my shoulder there. She was such a tiny dog when we first got her. She's a miniature Foxy and she's gorgeous. I think she's 11. She's going to be 12 this year. So she's good value. I love our Coco Loco. She's so cute. So what else did I use on this particular page? So the stencil brush, I mentioned that mine is from MARTE. Now, I quite often, well, not so much lately because I usually do a lot of online ordering, but MARTE is sold here in Australia in a lot of our cheap shops. They have quite a good line of MARTE products. I want you, if you're an Aussie, I want you to not to dismiss MARTE as just a cheap crafty, oh, it's just in the cheap shop so it must be cheap and nasty. It's so not. You can totally work with the products. And these brushes, I think from memory, because it came in, I think it was a 3-pack, and it was like $5. Absolutely nothing. And now I've used it once. I bought it forever ago, and now I've used it. I'm going to keep using it. Trust me, I'm going to use it till the cows come home because I love the effect that it gives me. Now what I'm coming in and doing is I've actually got some Distress Oxide. I've got some Hickory Smoke and a bit of a black soot. So I'm using so I go over it with the Hickory Smoke, and I've left the reason the stencil's on an angle because I've lined it up with how I had it in the center. So it just all flows and goes the right direction, if that makes sense. So I'm going over and I'm just creating a border. That's what I'm doing with it. So I've gone over it with the Hickory Smoke, and then I use my mini blending brush to just add some darker sort of shadowing to make just to help make the bits and pieces on the sides, those hexes, just to make them look a little bit more organic. Can I use that term? Just so it's a little bit more organic and it looks a little bit more like it flows and it's more cohesive. Maybe instead of organic, we'll run with cohesive. So I love how this turned out in the end. I was really happy with it. So what else do I want to tell you? It's my birthday week this week. I have my birthday on Saturday coming up. Obviously not today, next week. So that's pretty exciting, and something very exciting for you guys because my husband just bought me a new camera for my videos for my birthday. Isn't he wonderful? So this year I'm getting a new camera for my videos. It's the same brand. I love Canon for a camera, and Canon or Sony. I love those two products when it comes to electronic stuff. I've just been noticing that the camera I have, which is a Sony, I think it's a Sony, or is it a Canon? I don't know. I can't see it from here. I have no idea. It's a camcorder. I don't know. And it's just starting to glitch on me. And would you believe, happened today, but obviously I'm pre-recording this. I have done a 4-page layout in one video. And I can tell you, you do not want to know the words that I wanted to say when I went to plug it in and it wouldn't load onto my computer. Whew. I needed to take some very, very deep breaths, and the person I was talking to that calmed me down, she's hopefully watching this, and thanks, Kiwi Kel. She helped me through that because I was going to lose my marbles, and I was chitty-chatting to her on Messenger at the time, and it's okay. I've managed to get the video loaded. I managed to finish off the video. So now I just have to do the voiceover, and that is fine. But I will leave that voiceover for Monday morning, and it will be up on Tuesday. So I hope everyone likes the way that I'm now doing the videos. I am numbering them so they're in order. So some people like to go, oh, I watched it on Tuesday, so I've also put the date on there. So the date you see is the date that I loaded it up. So and it's all in the title of the video. So it's hashtag 400. So this video is going to be hashtag 465. I cannot believe I've made 465 videos. Blows my mind. And I'm also putting the date 5th of the 6th, 2023 on it. So, you might sit down, you might watch a stack of videos and get an idea and then think, on the weekend I'm going to do that. The day you sat down and watched it. It might have been Tuesday morning before work and you were having your brekkie and you were watching or something like that. You'll be able to go back and go, okay, I know it was 4 days ago, and you can trace it that way. Now, it's very difficult when it comes to titles, it's very, very difficult. I will discuss this in my next video. I'll go more in depth because believe me, it's going to be one of those videos that you want to get a coffee and you need to sit down and relax and watch the process of the 4 pages come together, because the video is slightly longer. I did toy with the concept of doing it in a part 1, part 2. And then I sort of went, you know what? It bugs me when people say, go to part 2, or what. That bugs me. So instead, I'm making the video slightly longer. So hopefully I can talk my way through that video. But this is me putting down my title. I do go back over later on and glue down those letters. But I was toying with the concept of, do I matte these photos? Do I just leave it? So I've got the black in the title. I've got the black hexies cut out around the outside. And I've got black on the photo. So here's the up close and personal, guys. I'm going to do my shameless plug. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you join our little crew. I also have a Facebook group. If you want to click in the description and head over there, that's where you can ask any question and anyone will answer for you. And I will get to you by the end of the day. I always sit down at night time, and that's when I make sure I go through and answer everybody on YouTube and everybody on Facebook. So most people on Instagram don't really say too much. They just obviously look at the photos and go, oh yeah, good, or whatever. So, but I do have those links in the description below, along with the full list of everything that I used. So you can find it if you wish. I am sponsored. I do get, I won't say sponsored, but I do receive a lot of support from Crazy Craft Obsession. If you want to head over there, you can get these products there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.